There are over 500,000 kids in foster care across the United States, and making sure they're well taken care of takes a village. I'm Erin Lindstrom, and this is Foster Care Aware, a production brought to you by Tidewater Friends of Foster Care with support from the Barry Robinson Center. If you've had it on your heart to become a foster parent, volunteer, donor, advocate, or just want to learn more, you're in the right place. For more information on how to move forward, head to fostercareaware.org/next steps. And now I'm thrilled to share today's segment with you. Hi, I'm Erin Lindstrom, and I'm joined by Aja Bullock, the President and Director of Tidewater Friends of Foster Care, and Cassandra Calender-Ray, the Executive Director for Virginia One Church, One Child. Cassandra, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, likewise. I'm excited to get to know you and for our audience to do the same. So to start us off, could you please tell us a little bit about you, how you came to Virginia One Church, One Child, and your organization's mission?
Okay. Yes, I'm the director of Virginia One Church, One Child. I've been here since 1995. I didn't realize it was that long. But we are an organization that works across Virginia to increase adoption opportunities for children, and primarily children in foster care. I came here after working 20 plus years in employment training and helping people to find jobs, working with adults who were underserved and had economic challenges. But what happened was in 1990, my husband and I decided, after having a child, and I was kind of up in age, I wanted another child. And I went to think about having another child. It wasn't happening. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said to me, "Why don't you think about adoption?" I had never thought about adoption, but we did. That was 26 years ago. And we adopted. And during that process, I looked in the paper and I saw this information about an organization that was looking for a director and who liked working with churches, who liked working in the community, and who had some knowledge about adoption. And my husband said, "Cassandra, that sounds like you." And so I looked into it. And in 1995, I joined this organization that combines adoption, community education, and working with churches. It's a perfect fit for me. It has been an awesome experience. And I hope to share more about that a little later. But that's how I got to be at this place at this time.
That's wonderful. It's a personal journey. I love those stories, is when something in your personal life drives you to do for others in the community. So can you tell me about some of the kinds of supports available to families that are looking to adopt from foster care?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first, in terms of outreach and recruitment, Virginia One Church, One Child, and other organizations, there are Tidewater Friends of Foster Care, Lutheran Family Services, all kinds of organizations. But what we do is work in churches and with community groups to spread awareness about the need for families for children. And we say to churches, if each one church would help find a family to adopt one child, then there would be no waiting children. Right. Then we also ask churches, you have ministries in your church. Churches, you can help support families. You can support foster families. You can help provide respite. You can take care of children while families are working in the church. You can help families find bunk beds. You can help families find those resources that they need. The church is a natural place because we are compelled to love. We are compelled to help meet the needs of children, vulnerable families. And so we ask churches to step up to the plate. Now, in addition to churches, there are organizations that provide training, that help families navigate this kind of complex process. We at One Church, One Child can be a help to families, help them navigate, help them understand the process. once they do become foster parents, we can connect them with post-placement supports. Once they adopt, we can help them connect with post-placement supports. Those supports can be public agencies. The supports can be private agencies. The supports can come from churches. The supports can come from adoption assistants. There really are all kinds of supports. And we as families, or we want families to know that while there are challenges and can be challenges, there are all kinds of not just supports, but contributions that the children make to the families.
Right.
You know, so, there have been times in our personal journey that I thought, oh, husband, why do we do this? But I would do it again. And we encourage families to just step up to the plate.
That's great. What kind of families are you looking for? What makes a successful adoptive parent from foster care?
All right. You know what? One of the things that I think is really important are families that are flexible, families that are not rigid, families that will, I say, that are not eggshells, families that will make a commitment, that will not wear everything on their, will have a sense of humor. Families that one time my daughter said to me, well, you're not my mother. And I said, well, yes, I am. And at first it used to bother me, but I learned to wear my skin is a little thicker, and we don't take everything to heart. It takes I want to say a special kind of family, but I think with training, with support from other foster and adoptive families, you can learn and grow to be what a child needs. I think a child they need honesty. They need a family that's flexible. They need a family that will make a commitment to them, that no matter what, we will hang in there with them. And they need a family that is willing and able to seek resources. Those are the kinds of things, the kinds of families we're looking for.
Yeah, that's so smart. And I love what you said just about like, it's a special kind of family. And all of families like are special. It's the family that comes to the plate and is really like, okay, I want to figure this out, and then shows up consistently. Right. Like, that's brilliant. Can you tell us a little bit about what are the like age and physical and social requirements for adopting in this way?
Okay, well, you know, the law says that you can be 18, but most agencies want families that are at least 21 years old. Mm-hmm. There are families that are, you do not have to be rich. You do need to be able to demonstrate that you have the capacity to take care of yourself financially. Families need to be willing to take the training. Families need to be willing to work together with public and private agencies as a part of a team. We're looking for families that are, you do not have to be, well, I won't say you don't have to be from Virginia, but we are looking for Virginia families, and families who are willing to work with their local agency or a private agency in their in their jurisdiction. We are not looking for, I tell people, we're not looking for Ozzie and Harriet families or the perfect family, but we are looking for families that are willing to make a commitment. And I really do think that's the biggest requirement. You got to be willing to make a commitment to welcome a child not born to you, and to be okay with that. I think that's about it. Yeah.
So, Cassandra, tell us about the typical ages of the children that you're trying to place. Are these young children, older children? Are they sibling groups? What's the?
Well, yeah, let me tell you about the children. Well, most of the children in foster care in Virginia now who are legally free to be adopted are over 10 years old. So let me go back and give you some numbers because I wrote these down. Right now, there are 4,875 children in foster care in Virginia. This was the numbers that we got from VDSS about a couple of weeks ago. 787 of those children are legally free to be adopted. So we're looking for families for 787 children. Now, they are children who are in sibling groups. They are children who are of minority heritage and who are 10 years old or older. They are Caucasian children who are 10 years old and older. There may be some children who are younger, but oftentimes younger children are a part of a sibling group. They are also some children are medically fragile. There are some children who have emotional and behavioral challenges. Now, why do the children have emotional and behavioral challenges? They do because 67% of the children have been abused, abandoned, and most of them in Virginia neglected. So when these children experience the trauma that comes with emotional abuse or physical abuse or neglect, when children have experienced many adverse experiences in their younger lives, then those experiences increases a child's it is traumatic for children. And then those children, because of the trauma, exhibit or they're angry, or they're anxious, or they're withdrawn, or they're not able to connect with the family. And so we are looking for families that will seek to understand those issues, that will get training in how to parent children who have gone through that trauma, and then be available to help those children heal.
Yes.
And I know
that we've heard.
I know from experience, and I know, Audrey, that when parents do the good stuff, and when parents love and nurture, correct appropriately, hang in there, that the good stuff that happens is just almost miraculous. It's not a miracle, but it just really does work. And we need families who are willing to put that effort into the work of parenting. And you know what? Parenting is a joy and a challenge, whether the child comes into our family through fostering, through adopting, or through birth. Mm-hmm. But we need families who are willing for children not born to them to be open and willing to deal with what the child brings into the family. And I know, and we know that when this stuff happens, positive things result.
Yeah, and we don't get a roadmap for children that come from foster care. We don't know their history. We get some indication of what might have acutely happened to bring them into care, but we don't know the long history as we would our birth children. So there is a learning period of trying to figure out their cues, their triggers, their behaviors, Absolutely. What that language actually means. That's another recurring theme we've heard, is that the behaviors are means of communicating that something's going on in their life that's making them feel insecure. So we've got to learn their language. We also, I love to reiterate the flexibility. I think every person that we've interviewed so far has said the key to being a successful parent is being flexible. Going with the flow. It's making a commitment and just moving forward and figuring it out. So I think that's absolutely phenomenal. So let's shift gears a little bit and tell us how there are opportunities for volunteering with your organization to support families. So how do people that maybe aren't interested right now in adoption, how do they support you or support the families that are?
Okay. Well, listen, we are really always we are looking for churches and community organizations to be a mouthpiece and an advocate for foster care and foster care adoption. We have right now about 65 churches in the Tidewater area that are involved with One Church, One Child, but we need more. And in those churches, we need people who are willing to be a voice in their church. So we need we need individuals and people in churches to be a mouthpiece for One Church, One Child and for foster care adoption. All right. Now, if there is an event, I have a 3-person staff. That's it. If there is an event in Tidewater and an event in Alexandria and an event in Petersburg that we are asked to be a part of, to manage, then sometimes I can't split myself. And so we need people who are willing to maybe manage a heart gallery display or set up an information table or that's what we need. And we will train those persons on the basic information. They could, if I cannot be in Newport News, then I could send a volunteer to Newport News. I will provide the training. I will send down or ship down the heart gallery. And I just need that person to be there. We need people to go into churches. I will come on a Sunday morning, but there are things, if I can't come on the second Sunday in June, and there's a member of that church that could speak on our behalf, that's what we need. Now, there are also opportunities. Sometimes foster care agencies. Right now, we're working with a lady that's an author that's written a book that's looking for pajamas for kids. Mm-hmm. We need families to help sometimes with the campaigns that we do on a finite basis.
Yep.
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
It sounds like there's a variety of different ways that people can get involved, whether they want to be foster parents, adoptive parents, or moving on into the volunteer sphere, which is amazing. Cassandra, thank you so much for sharing this with us. Can you tell us, for people who are listening and want to learn more about how to get involved with Virginia One Church, One Child, where should they go? What's that next step?
Okay. I'm going to send you to our website, which is www.va1church1child, ONECHURCH, That's
Perfect.
Virginia, VA, and then One Church, One Child.
Amazing.
There's an inquiry link. Click on that inquiry link and we will respond.
Okay,
That's
perfect.
for potential families as well as potential volunteers.
Okay, amazing. Well, then we will make sure that people get that information. And Cassandra, just thank you so much for being here and for following your heart to lead you to this job, because you're creating such an impact throughout the state. It's amazing.
And your passion is heartwarming. Thank you for all you do for children, not only in your own family, but across the state. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. And thank you for this opportunity. This is a great idea. Really great idea. Thank you.
And a big thank you for listening. Foster Care Aware is all about spreading the word about how we can help the kids who are in care in whatever capacity works for you. Tidewater Friends of Foster Care is here to help support you through the journey. Whether you want to be a foster parent, volunteer, donor, or advocate, head on over to fostercareaware.org/nextsteps to learn more.